be here with y'all. Grateful to be at camp. My name's Alex. My wife Allison. Reed, can you say hi? And Baylor, can you say hi? No, he's coloring. So they can't talk back to us right now, but be sure to meet my boys. They're glad to be here. This is our second year at camp. For now, I took a 13-year hiatus while I was directing a week of camp at Camp Nayati. Has anybody ever been to Camp Nayati before? We've got one. Okay, another one. Okay. So I serve on the board at Camp Nayati, which is a blessing to me. Love camp, but this is home. I'm glad to be here. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about apathy. So I'm going to play a little game with you first. It's just a thumbs up or thumbs down, okay? So thumbs up will be yes, thumbs down will be no. So thumbs up, I know what apathy is. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell the truth, okay? I don't want you lying in the camp mess hall, okay? That'd be kind of scary because it's already lightning. Any sideways people raise your hand real high? Like, I've heard that word before, but I have no clue what it actually means. Okay. All right, I like it. Apathy, all right, this is a yes or no. Apathy is when you just don't care about anything. Yes, no. Apathy is when you don't care about anything. I don't see any thumbs. Let me see any thumbs. Yes, no. Okay, we got some sides, we got some yeses. Okay, a lot of people didn't know how to answer that question. That's good. Hopefully you do at the end. Apathy is a bad feeling. Yes or no? Okay. Man, I can tell y'all really don't know what this word means. How about this? It's better to be apathetic than to feel hurt. Apathetic instead of hurt. So if you think hurt's better, down, apathetic's better, up. Alright, so you put your hands down now. That's good. That helps me gauge where y'all are at. So talk to me a little bit. If anybody wants to raise their hand, not get it stuck in the luckily I'm short. Raise your hand and tell me, what is apathy? Like, when you put your words to it, alright, right here. Okay, you said apathy is a bad feeling God doesn't like us to have. Okay, what? You got your hand up? Okay. Come on now. Look, we're not allowed to have phones, and you looked it up on Google. Say it again.
Concern. Apathy is that makes bound that describes a lack of feeling, emotion, interest, or concern.
Lack of feeling, emotion, interest, and concern. I kind of agree with that definition from Google. Kind of. I don't know. I can fight Google sometime, you know. All right. So, how do you know when someone is apathetic? Like, what do you notice in a person? Lyndon raised her hand, so she knows. Okay. Like, what do you notice in a person that tells you that they're a little apathetic? All right, right here. Slow, tired, okay, somebody right here. Attitude, she said attitude, yep. How they're what? How they're acting. Like maybe they're bored. Okay, bored. What was that? Expression, their face. Okay. What would you see on their face if they were apathetic? David?
I don't know.
I love that. He doesn't know. I don't know. Apathetic's kind of an I don't know feeling.
I don't care.
And I don't care. Okay? All right. So today we're going to learn about a me, it's really surprising because I didn't come to know this until the last year and a half. Okay? So you're way ahead of me. The surprising truth is that to understand apathy, we got to understand a lot about loneliness. Okay? I want you to let that sink in a little bit. To understand apathy, we have to know a lot more about loneliness. So, do you know what loneliness is? What's it mean to feel lonely? What'd you say? Isolated. Anybody else? Yeah? You want to be by yourself? Or you are by yourself, okay? Yeah. Feel like you've been rejected? I like that. Or people, you kind of have your mind wrapped around loneliness, right? Alright, let me see a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And I want them high in the air. I have felt lonely. Okay? Alright, so we know what loneliness is. Lonely is, I want you to hear me real closely. Loneliness is really normal. All of us feel lonely at some point, and loneliness is more than just being alone. I'm going to say this, and I think you'll relate to it. I've never felt, hold on, how am I going to word it? I can't be alone in a crowded room, but I can be lonely in a crowded room. Okay, I want you to think about that. I can't be alone in a crowded room, but I can be lonely. I can stand in this room and feel totally lonely. Like nobody knows me or nobody cares about me. You with me? Okay, stay with me. Loneliness is one of God's good feelings. It's an alarm bell that says, I need relationship, I need connection. I need to be with people who know me and care about me. That's lonely. So I want you to think about this. If you're hungry, what does your stomach do? It growls.
It growls like a hippo.
What? Growls like a hippo. Okay. Alright, now, what do you want to do if your stomach growls?
You want to eat. Eat pizza.
Eat pizza. Ethan, what is your favorite? Pizza is her favorite. I like pizza. What about a fire alarm? If the fire alarm goes off, what does that say to you?
There's a fire in the building.
I gotta get out. There's a fire and I need to go somewhere. So loneliness is like, listen to me. Loneliness is like the stomach growl or the fire alarm, but for your heart. Loneliness is a sign or a signal that your heart needs connection, that you need to be seen, heard, or understood. You with me? Okay. So sometimes loneliness can be real hard. We try to ignore it. We try to act like it's not there, like we're not lonely. We lie about it, or we find false ways to fulfill our heart's need for relationship. So when we feel lonely and we do not have anywhere to gain connection, we find apathy. Let me say that again. When we feel lonely and we have nowhere to go to fulfill that need for connection, we feel apathy. That's where it comes from. Loneliness is a gift because God made it for us. But you know, alarms can be annoying. I'll take the battery out of my fire alarm. I'll turn my alarm off. Some of y'all have turned your alarm off many times in the morning to keep from having to actually get up and do something. So alarms can be annoying, just like the loneliness alarm that says, hey, you need connection. So this is where apathy comes in. Apathy is not just not caring, it's more than that. Apathy is actually a sign that you're lonely. It's like loneliness has been damaged and your heart has been damaged. Alright, so I want to go to Luke chapter 10. Most of y'all don't have your Bibles. It was raining. I'll do my best to read it loud, proud. Luke chapter 10, we're looking at the story of the Good Samaritan. And as you know, the story starts as a lawyer kind of arguing back and forth with Jesus. And he says, love your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. Love your neighbor as yourself. And this man, desiring to justify himself, says, who is my neighbor? So he tells the story. A man is going from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he fell among robbers, who stripped him and beat him and departed, leaving him half dead. A priest was going down, and what did the priest do? What did the priest do? Did he help the man who was beaten, robbed, and thrown in the ditch, or did he walk by?
He didn't care.
He passed by. Verse 32. So a Levite, when he came to the place, saw him pass by on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he journeyed, came to where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion. He went to him, bound up his wounds, poured him on oil and wine, and set him on his animal, and brought him to the inn to take care of him. So I want you to think about this story. We have a priest, a Levite, a Samaritan, and a dude in the ditch. Right? A dude in the ditch. So tell me about each of these men. Who was the one who was apathetic? Who was apathetic? It was the priest and the Levite. Because when they walked by the man in the ditch, they didn't what? They didn't feel. They weren't able to see themselves lying in the ditch and go down there and help them. That's apathy. So I want to do an illustration. And I need some help. Ford, would you be willing to come help me? Okay. I like this guy. He's my cousin. You okay? You nervous? Alright, so I want you to wear this backpack. Alright, now can you hold on. Pencil sharpener, electric. You never know when you might need that at camp. Alright, Ford, is that heavy? It's not heavy. Can you do jumping jacks? Can you move from side to side? Okay, alright, he's pretty good. Stand right here. Alright, so when loneliness hits, or let's say I'm in this room and I'm surrounded by people, but I feel like nobody knows me. Okay, they don't know my heart. They don't know anything about me. We're gonna put this in there. Is that a little heavier? Can you still run and jump? Okay. Alright, now let's say my birthday comes by and my best friend doesn't call me. Turn around, turn this way. And now my best friend doesn't call me, I feel pretty, what? Mad, sad, lonely maybe? Alright, we'll put a little more in there. Alright. So can you think of other times where you feel lonely? Maybe you're walking down the school hallway, nobody helps you pick your books up after you dropped them. Man, that's a whole pencil case right there. Can you still move around okay? You getting heavier? Okay, he's okay. Alright. Now let's say I'm at home and my parents are staring at their phone. Nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody wants to look at me. Nobody cares to know what's going on in my heart. It's pretty lonely, isn't it? I bet some of you felt that before. beef stick. Man, put more in there. That's a lot. Let's say you're in school and you raise your hand to answer a question, and it seems like the teacher always sees everybody else but you. You know what that's like? I felt that before, which I was short, so maybe that was mine. But I took it personal, so I felt lonely. All right, Ford, how's the backpack? Oh, he can still jump. Keep walking back and forth. All right. So in my loneliness, nobody cares to know me. So what do? I look for like fake ways to make me feel unlonely anymore. Okay? So what are things we do to help ourselves not feel lonely anymore, but it really doesn't fix the problem? What do? He says phone. Okay, so we start scrolling. You know what I mean? Like we start scrolling, we Snapchat, whatever you do. I hate Snapchat, but I know y'all do. And we start scrolling, we send people pictures, but we're never in the same room with them. You know, so it's kind of like, I don't know if they really care about me. I think they do. They kind of do in the virtual world. Maybe I go binge watch a TV show, and you know, instead of like telling mom and dad I'm lonely in their house, I just like go hide in my room and play video games. Man, I used to do that. Y'all ever do that?
Yes.
Man, I did. You don't have a video game set? Cool. So maybe instead of telling somebody I'm lonely, I go out in the woods by myself. How do you feel? It's jumping, but it's a little. Alright, so you thought I'd done? Now, Ford, is it getting heavier? Tell everybody it's getting a little heavier. It's getting heavier. Now, what would you do if I just kept adding stuff? Like, if it got too heavy, what would you do? Show me. Everybody watching, this is serious. What would you do? Stay right there. Or you need to put yours in. You got a wet pillow. Alright, now, what's he doing? He collapsed.
He fainted.
Yeah, but what really happened? Carrying all that load. He gave up. Didn't he? He quit what? He broke down. He quit caring. He said, man, I don't have to, I don't want to carry this load anymore. Yeah. He passed out. Totally unconscious. Well, here's what happened before. We're going to move on. I appreciate you raising your hand. It's really great. We're going to move on. What happened is he became apathetic. He got to a point where he didn't care anymore about having a relationship with a friend, having a relationship with God, having a relationship really with himself. All he really cared to do was hide from himself, ignore himself, go in his room, not talk to anybody, not seek real, genuine Christian connections. That's apathy. And let me tell you, you can't, if you're living in apathy, you have no energy being poured into you to do anything for the Lord. Does that make sense? Your cup is not overflowing to the point that you can go do anything for Him. Because you're living in an apathetic lifestyle that none of us really choose. Do you choose to be apathetic? You really don't. It's just kind of a feeling that happens to you when you've been lonely for so long that it's become overwhelming to the point that you can't carry it any longer. Ford, you want to stay there the whole lesson? He was scared to answer. You can get up. You can get up. Let's give Ford a hand. By the way, he is my cousin, but I didn't prepare him for that. So I'm thankful for him. So you see what happens when we become apathetic. Apathy is a feeling that happens when we ignore our loneliness. When we aren't willing anymore to seek connection. So I want you to think about, what is the way out? What's the cure for apathy? Alright, so stay with me. I want us to go to Ephesians chapter 4. If you're with me, with a Bible. My man over there's got a Bible. He looked up apathy. Thank you. He's on his phone Bible. I like that phone Bible. Good thing. Ephesians chapter 4, 17 through 19. Alright, here's what it says. Now this I say and testify in the Lord, that you must no longer walk as the Gentiles. Think about these Gentiles and the futility of their minds. They are darkened in their understanding. Listen to this. Alienated. Does that sound lonely?
We actually learned.
Yes.
We actually learned about that in Paul's lessons.
Yeah, Paul. Let's go, Paul. I like Paul. Alienated from the life of God because of their ignorance, due to the hardness of their what? Hardness of their heart. So if you thought it's not a matter of the heart, it is. Because for the Gentiles, they got so in their minds that their hearts had become hardened. They were alienated from connection with God, self, and others. See that? That's what happens with apathy. So what we're looking for instead is a word I used to say intimacy. Can you say intimacy? Intimacy is knowing and being known. Being with people who know you and that you know them. That's intimacy. It's being known. So the cure for apathy is intimacy, which is being known. Connection. Relationship. With who? Alright, first I want you to go to Psalm 139. Psalm 139, verses 1 through 4. O Lord, you have searched me and what? Does anybody know the next two words? O Lord, you have searched me and known me. Who likes to be known?
Me.
I know you. I hope you're known. You know who likes to know you? God. It says, David says, the Lord has searched me and known me. You know when I sit down, you know when I rise up, you discern my thoughts from afar, you search out my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways, even before a word is on my tongue, you know it all together. The Lord knows you better than anyone else. And when we can lean towards the Lord to know Him and allow Him to know us, I want to challenge you when you are lonely that you'll tell God about it. Did you know God can handle your big feelings?
Yes, sir.
And I'm talking to adults too. We kind of live in this world where feelings have become like a little kid thing, and it ain't. Kids forget how to do it because adults don't do it. Okay? So feelings are what takes us into connection with the Lord. It's what takes us to connection. When we connect with God in our prayer life, we connect with God through reading the Word, meditation, quiet. We connect with God by being still. We need connection with God. It's the cure for apathy. And adults, if we don't start doing it, our kids are going to die lonely. Alright, we also need to connect with others. We've got to connect to others. We need a safe place where we can be ourselves, where we can tell the truth about what we feel with people who are safe. Hear me out. People who are safe. Not just anybody. Those Gentiles who are hardened in hearts, their hearts are hardened, those are not safe people. There are people in your life that we sometimes share things with who are not safe. Okay? So sharing feelings with safe people takes us out of loneliness. Alright, the third person you need to be in relationship with, you know what it is? It's you. You've got to have a relationship with yourself. You've got to spend time with you to know what's going on in your heart. Know what's going on, what you're feeling, so that you can find safe people and safe times to talk to God about what you're feeling. When you're lonely, when you're apathetic, you're going to hit times in your life where you probably ignored loneliness for so long. Just like Ford, you ignored loneliness for so long. What could he have done early on? When I put the first thing in, he could have turned around and taken it out, right? Which he was trusting me in the moment. But there's times where our bag's going to get heavy. We need to talk to somebody. We need to connect with God, others, self. So my challenge to you is I want you to think the next time you feel like I don't care, what's going on in your heart? Are you feeling lonely? Are you feeling disconnected? Are you feeling apathetic for the people who care about you? Let's be brave. I want you to reach out. And this week you have a chance to make connections with people who want to know you, who you can tell the truth about what's going on in your heart while you're at camp, but also about things that are going on in your heart when you're not at camp, when you're away, when you're at home. There's people here who will sit with you. I'll sit with you, I'll listen to you. All right, I want to pray. Is there a prayer? A prayer? Okay. Okay, I'll pray and then I'll wrap this up and Levi can lead us on. God, I thank you for the heart that you placed within us, for the feelings you've given us.